Hey, how's it going? So, got my test results back. It was a real fun day. And, well, let's talk about it. Let's see. We got the good, the bad, and the ugly. Aside from this ugly. Coffee. Let's see. So, the good thing, I tested negative for Lynch Syndrome. So that's a good thing. In case you guys didn't know what Lynch Syndrome, I was actually getting tested for Lynch Syndrome, which is sometimes pretty common among colorectal cancer patients. And it's basically just, as far as I understand it, that you're just much more susceptible to a bunch of other cancers. And so I thought, when I went through the list of identifiers, I basically lined up item for item right down the list as far as all of the different items. The heck am I talking about? Items. All the symptoms. So when I took a look at what Lynch syndrome is. And if I remember correctly, it just basically was, you have you're susceptible to a bunch of other cancers. And so I had they had provided a list of different symptoms. And when I looked at the list, I pretty much matched up item for item with regards to all of the symptoms. And so I talked to my doctor about it and just said, hey, I went through this list with regards to Lynch syndrome, and I kind of match up item for item with all this stuff. So does that mean I have Lynch syndrome? And basically he said, well, what we need to do is send you over to the U of M and do some genetic testing and find out if you are testing positive for Lynch syndrome. And if you are, what particular cancers are you susceptible to? And how can we take a proactive approach to pushing off those cancers as far as humanly possible, or dealing with them somehow to get rid of that whole situation. In other words, can I remove something? Like, let's say I have if I'm susceptible to whatever, as an example, hand cancer, can I remove the hand and then not have to deal with cancer in the future, that kind of thing. So basically, he gave me a referral to the U of M, and they sent me over to Woodwinds Hospital to be tested. Apparently, the genetics testing is extremely expensive. I think it was like $6,000. I told them I couldn't afford $6,000, and so they were able to help me out with assistance. Since I already had defeated colorectal cancer, that I was definitely a candidate for it, and they had some, I don't know, whatever, money set aside. I have no idea how they do this assistance stuff, but basically she just asked me, how much money do you make? I told her how much money I made, and she's like, oh yeah, you'll qualify for assistance. And so your out-of-pocket cost for the genetic testing would be like $100. So I said, yeah, sign me up. And so we did the blood tests, and it took about 4 to 6 weeks for the test results to come back. It's been back for at least a couple of weeks now. I kind of screwed up in that I missed my appointment with them to go over the results. And so I had to reschedule the appointment. And so finally, then again, this morning was my appointment to go over the results of the genetic testing. So the good, the bad, the ugly, or the good, the bad, and the goofy is the way I put it. The good is I tested negative for Lynch syndrome. So I do not have Lynch syndrome. I am not susceptible to all these different cancers that go along with Lynch syndrome. Let's see, that was the good. The bad, I did test positive for a couple of cancers. The first one being skin cancer, so melanoma. So I tested positive for that. They said that gene, that I absolutely have that mutated gene. It's turned on for cancer, and I have a 95 to 98% chance that I will get skin cancer. So obviously my question is, how do I push that off as far as humanly possible? I mean, I know there are people who have died from skin cancer. So basically she just said, I can't help you in that area. All I can say is, wear as much, what does she call it? Skin, what's that stuff you put on your, God dang it. Sunblock. Put all that stuff on, and I shouldn't have to worry too much about that. I'm always wearing, a coat or a long sleeve shirt or a hoodie, a ball cap usually. The only time my skin is really exposed is when I'm driving, and so I can get some skin or whatever, sunblock, lotion, whatever the heck, and put that stuff on, and I should be all right, hopefully. So basically she just said, you can't mess around with this. If you see something on your skin, like right now I have this little red dot that has been on my hand for a little while. Don't know what it is, where it came from, whatever. But she said basically, whatever, if moles start popping up or things start showing up on your skin, make sure you report it. Go in and get it tested right away, because you are prime candidate to get skin cancer. Again, that gene is, you have the mutated gene and it's turned on. I mean, you're gonna get skin cancer, basically, is what she was telling me. So the other cancer is pancreatic cancer. So according to their testing, I do have the mutated gene, and I have a 17% chance, and again, I have no idea how they're doing the math, a 17% chance of getting pancreatic cancer before the age of 75. So no idea. I don't know anything about pancreatic cancer. I have no idea how to be proactive in pushing that out as far as humanly possible. If you guys know anything about it, put it in the comment section below the video here. If you're on YouTube, if you're on the website, put the comments below the video on the website, or shoot me a comment, shoot me an email, shoot me a DM, anything. If you know something about pancreatic cancer and how to be proactive in pushing that off, let me know. I have no idea. And I haven't done any research on it. But apparently I have a 17% chance of getting that before the age of 75. So, and the third and final cancer is unknown. So I have a gene that is mutated. I don't know how damaged it is. I have no idea even what it is, and they don't either. They're saying that there is a mutated gene. They have no idea as of today what that gene is responsible for. Could be my foot, could be my brain, could be my eyeball. Who the heck knows? They have no idea. So it goes into a database, and they're constantly moving forward from a technology standpoint with regards to genetics. And so as soon as they come across what that gene is responsible for, and given that it is mutated or damaged in some way, they'll be able to contact me and tell me, hey, we figured this out, we found out what the gene is responsible for, and here are the consequences of that gene being damaged or having mutated. Here's what you can expect. So yeah, that's the good, the bad, and then the goofy is the gene that is responsible for my colorectal cancer that I have gotten comes from, well, before I tell you where it comes from. So the first question was, when I walked in there this morning, she said, are you Jewish? And I said, no, I'm Baptist. And she said, no, not your religion, goofy, your ethnicity, And I said, no, not as far as I know. My dad's Spanish, my mom's Irish. No, as far as I know, I'm not Jewish. And she said, yeah, kind of are. And so the gene that is responsible for me getting colorectal cancer is a mutation or gene. I forget now how she put it. It's either the gene or the mutation or the combination, whatever. Comes from a very specific. It's a rare mutation that specifically comes from a Jewish community that they have traced back all the way to the Middle Ages, all the way down to a group of 178 Jews who were in the region right in between Spain and Portugal. And then that Jewish group migrated to Germany. So, that's where they're at to this day. And so they're very familiar with this gene or this mutation and only see it with this group of Jews. I believe she called it Ashkenazi Jews, which apparently Ashkenazi is just the Hebrew word for German, and so German Jew. But that's basically where they're at and where they came from, and somehow that mutated gene was passed down from generation to generation to generation all the way down to me. And so I said, I don't know of any Jewish people that I'm related to. I would have no idea. Obviously, I got that mutated gene from one of my parents, so either from my mom or from my dad. Who knows? The only way we would know is if they both went and got tested genetically to find out where that gene came from. If that group originated from Spain, right between Spain and Portugal, I'm guessing it'd be my dad. But then when I talked to my mom said, oh no, yeah, I'm half Irish and half German. So now I'm back to, oh, okay, well, it could be my mom, it could be my dad, who knows? It doesn't really matter. But anyway, I thought it was kind of goofy that they, number one, asked me that question, and number two, that they were able to track this mutation all the way back to this group of people back in the Middle Ages. I just thought that was fascinating and goofy all at the same time. So, at any rate, it doesn't matter. It's just basically, it's in my medical chart now. It's in when they gave me my report, my genetics report. This whole bottom part of one of the pages was explaining everything about this Jewish community and the mutated gene that I have, and yeah, it's just, so anyway. So that's the good, the bad, the ugly, or you could say the good, the bad, and goofy. Those were my test results from the genetic testing. So that's all I got for you. Thanks for checking out the video. Again, comments, suggestions, whatever, please put them in the comment section below the video. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, consider subscribing to the channel if you want to get more of my goofy videos. And yeah, hope all is well with you, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Cheers. Heaven. Heaven. In case you're wondering why I'm chewing my coffee, it's because I got a venti mocha cookie crumble frappuccino. It is awesome. Absolutely awesome. It's basically a mocha with cookie crumbles inside of it, blended up. And all, of course, all the cookie crumbles sink to the bottom. And so with the straw in there, you're sucking up a bunch of Oreo cookies or something. But it's very good. Very good. I need help.